Alright, so before the video starts, I just want to say that 73% of everybody watching my videos is actually subscribed. That is great. I'm not complaining. I'm totally happy with that. But I see a little 26% there that is not subscribed. And, you know, if you like the content, just go ahead and subscribe. It's free, and you can always change your mind. And you know, maybe you could help me out by giving me 50 subscribers by June. You know how I only upload quality content that is worthy for your screens.
Stop the cap.
And maybe you could consider it a birthday present of some sorts. But yeah, if you like the content, go ahead and subscribe. It's free, you could always change your mind. Make sure to drop a like down if you like it. Leave a comment of what kind of painting I should make next. And stay tuned for a Xenoverse 2 video, which I actually did start recording. So you might want to stay tuned for that. And again, make sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss that video. So the first thing that you're gonna need to do is grab some newspaper and put it over your workspace. I do this mainly not to get my table dirty, and so I actually have a nice surface to, you know, to get dirty with paint. Newspaper I really don't care much about, so you really use newspaper as a surface that you could get dirty when you're making your own paintings. I'm also wearing gloves for this video. I don't usually wear gloves, but because I'm doing it on camera, I want to keep my hands clean so I'm able to record and handle my phone with ease without having the worry of getting it dirty. I'm also using a lot more things off camera that I'm trying not to get dirty, so that's why I use gloves and newspaper to try to keep everything as clean as possible. So for today's painting, I'm going to be using a yellow ochre, a burnt sienna, and white color paint to give it a, I don't know, I guess sort of a different look than what I'm actually used to. So I'm first going to put in some of the burnt sienna and spread it all over the canvas. Later, I'm going to spread out the white paint on it as well, after it dried of course. And I'm just gonna spray in the yellow ochre over it and then give it shape with some more paint on top of that one. You'll be able to see that in a moment. Okay, so when you finish using that paintbrush, you have to make sure to clean it. If you don't clean it, you're gonna get unwanted mixed paint in that brush if you're gonna use it again. If you're using another brush, that is completely fine. I actually recommend using that. But if you're gonna use the same brush, or if you only have one brush, you have to make sure to clean it as well as possible. I actually have a towel next to me right now that I am using to clean the brushes that I am using. I recommend you have something on your side as well, just so you can get all of the water and all of the extra paint off of it. Alright, so moving on to the yellow ochre paint. I waited for the paint to dry off camera, obviously, because I don't want to bore everybody here just watching it paint dry.
I walk around like that.
But I let it dry off camera, and now I'm using a different brush to put a layer of yellow ochre paint over the burnt sienna. Now the reason I'm doing this is because that's how I make my paintings. After the yellow ochre paint dries, I'm gonna put a white layer over it, and then after that dries, that's where the fun begins. Alright, so now moving on to the Splatfest, I'm gonna take off the cap of the paint bottle. I know it may sound weird, but just trust me on this one. I'm gonna take off the cap, and I'm gonna put some of the paint on the cap, inside the cap. I'm gonna put some paint inside of the cap, and I'm gonna use a toothbrush to scrape the paint off so that it gets flung outward. Then it should land on the canvas. Now when you're doing this, you have to remember to angle it all towards the canvas. So you're gonna scrape the toothbrush towards where the canvas is. If you spray it sideways, you're gonna get a big mess. And I know this from personal experience. Alright, so once you have finished with the Splatfest, you have to make sure to clean your toothbrush. That is the exact same toothbrush that you are going to be using for the next Splatfest of paint. The bottle cap doesn't matter too much because the paint is going to stay wet even if you put the cap on it, so you don't have to worry about that. But what you really do need to worry about is taking off all of the paint from the toothbrush. That way you don't get any accidental paint mixing, and you need to make sure to dry it as well. That way the water doesn't mix in with the paint and create an entirely different color.
Way you move, that shit is beautiful. Late night crew, your uno numero. EOS, the feelings mutual. She had me until her funeral. And you won't say yes, it's true. Cause you like that I might fall for you. On the late night covers, there's the truth. Yeah, what you do, you got me singing like la 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 la. we coming up. We be singing all day, filling up our cups. I'm addicted to you, couldn't get enough. Got a real long night, now we feeling rough. And they be coming after, driving trucks. And I be running faster in my trucks. And she be looking at me, stunned and never going ha ha ha. Oh, yeah, we singing la la la. And you won't say yes, it's true. Cause you like that, I might fall for you. On your late night covers, there's not truth. Yeah, what you do, you got me singing like
So with the first painting now complete, we can move on to the next one. For this one, I'll just be using a purple color and a yellow color. I know there's just two colors, but I kind of ran out of choices. So I'm just going to use a purple color, I'm going to use a yellow color. I'm going to do the exact same process that I did for the previous painting, and we'll see how it turns out. So for this video, I decided to test out my new camera angle, my overhead camera angle, and I want you to tell me down in the comments what you think of it. If you like it, go ahead and tell me. If you want me to go back to my original form of recording, also tell me down in the comments. I'm actually really excited to see what you guys are gonna say.
One way, you're trying to stop from running, but you can't wait. Bury all the evidence, you lonely love when you crash and burn. Living in a crazy world, following the path that always twists and turns. Gave up on your sanity to hide behind the devil, cause you think you'll live forever. Say you're never getting old, out there thinking that you're in the world alone. No one ever told you that you have to live for something, or in the end you will be nothing. It's too cold, standing in the middle of the downpour, looking in the mirror cause it's only you that you have to lose. Headed backward on a one-way, you're trying to stop from running but you can't wait. Bury all the evidence, you lonely love when you crash and burn. Too cold, standing in the middle of the downpour, looking in the mirror cause it's only you that you have to lose. Headed backward on a one-way, you're trying to stop from running but you can't wait. Bury all the evidence, you lonely love when you crash and burn.
Alright, so once you finish with your painting, the next thing that you need to do is you need to clean your gloves. I know it sounds weird, but just trust me on this one, okay? You need to clean your gloves. You do this by putting them on and just washing your hands normally. You want to make sure to get off all or at least most of the paint. I do this because the gloves that I use after I finish my paintings are still good and they don't have holes in them. If your gloves still have holes in them or they get damaged in some sort of way, then those gloves are not good to use again. So you're gonna have to get yourself a new pair of gloves. But if they're not damaged and they're just dirty, just clean them and use those gloves for your next painting. painting now completes. I am very proud of the results that we got. I honestly kind of like this one a bit better than the other one, and I still need to come up with names for the both of these. This one kind of reminds me of a window, so it might have something that can relate to a window, and this one I don't exactly know what it reminds me of. I guess a little bit of stars, but other than that I have nothing else. My mind is just completely blank. So let me know down in the comments what I should name these. I'm pretty sure there's gonna find one out there that I might like. And also let me know if you want me to make more of these type of tutorial videos. I actually had a lot of fun making this video and editing it, and I would really like to make more of these type of videos. So let me know if I should make more of these. And also make sure to like and subscribe if you like the content here. I also make drawing videos and gaming videos. I have a Xenoverse 2 video in production right now, and I'm very excited to get that out of the way because my capture card has been very glitchy and I finally managed to fix it. So you should stay tuned for that if you want to see that specific video. So with that being said, I guess there's nothing else for me to say other than Zentax out.